Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It is currently, let's see what time it is, 6:01 p.m. on this chilly, fall-feeling summer day. It is currently, let's see what the weather is like today. It was supposed to be 79 and full sunshine, and literally the sun is just coming out right now. And it is currently 72 degrees outside. And there has been a cool, chill breeze in the air all day today. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 84 and full sunshine, and Sunday 87 and mostly sunshine. Here, let's see what it says tomorrow. 84, a mainly sunny sky, high 84, and then Sunday 87, except for a few afternoon clouds, mainly sunny. So we might try to go to the pool today or tomorrow. Alex actually just got back from a little pool party. His work had a pool party at a golf course today, and I said, did you get in the pool? And he goes, no, it was too cold. And I said, did anybody get in the pool? And he goes, yeah, a couple of people actually got in the pool. And they had like cheeseburgers and grilled chicken and hot dogs and stuff like that. And then he met up with a friend afterwards, and he just got home a little while ago. So we are going to, he's not hungry, but I'm going to order some piata. And imagine that. I'm going to order some piata, and then we're going to watch the newest episode of RuPaul's Drag Race tonight. I just want to say, first of all, thank you guys so much for the kind comments about our date night last night. And how excited you guys were for us. We were too. Unfortunately, we got back from Boo's vet appointment, which I'll talk about in just a second. And I also asked Alex if he could stop at Fresh Time so I could get some stuff, which I did a Fresh Time haul over on my Peter Does Stuff channel yesterday. And then we also stopped at the post office so I could pick up the packages that were there. So I have everything from the post office. I showed it on my Peter Does Stuff video yesterday. From Judy, who sent us each, Alex and I, both a Stanley Cup, which was so nice. So thank you so much, Judy, for that. I appreciate it. But I have everything from the post office that was there as of yesterday. Because I know people get really concerned that stuff stays there for a long time. So I didn't know the next time that I was going to be able to get to the post office. And actually, Caroline and I were supposed to get together on Tuesday, but she is going kayaking, weather permitting, on Tuesday. If, I don't know, I should look and see what the weather's supposed to be like. And she also said, depending on Tuesday, it's supposed to be partly sunny. So, and 87, so it might be a nice day for that. But she said, depending on the water level, I don't know what that means, but she and her friend were going to go kayaking. And if the water's too low, then they're not going to go, but they're going to decide on Monday. So she said she would let me know on Monday. But she doesn't think that she can do this week. And then she was like, the only day I can do is Thursday. And I said, well, Thursday is Alex's birthday, and he's taking the day off, and we're going to hang out at the pool and then have dinner that night and stuff like that. And she's like, well, maybe I'll just come over and say hi to you. I said, yeah, come over, come to the pool with us. It's just going to be Alex and I hanging out with some of his friends and like his mom and Liliana and the kids and stuff like that. So it'll be real fun. But last night, we got home, and we were on our way home. we were supposed to go to dinner downtown last night, and I was starting to get kind of tired. I think I yawned in the car or something like that, and Alex said, he said, is it horrible? He goes, I really want to go on the date. He goes, but I'm like really tired. And I said, babe, I said, if you just want to stay in and, you know, like get some food and like hang out and watch TV, I'm totally fine with that. Like we can, you know, postpone the date for another night. He was like, are you sure? He's like, I feel really bad. I was like, no, I'm totally all down for just relaxing and being at home tonight and stuff like that. So we actually decided to postpone our date night from last night. Neither one of us was really feeling like, you know, getting dressed super cute and going downtown. We were both kind of a little bit tired. I filmed 2 videos when we got home. I filmed them like in a half an hour. I filmed my Peter Does Stuff video where I was doing like a grocery haul from Fresh Time, and then I put everything away in into the refrigerator, and then I filmed a review video right after that. So I filmed like both videos in a half an hour, and I put everything away and uploaded it. And I'd already filmed my vlog from yesterday. So I went upstairs and I like was relaxing, and we were just like hanging out and stuff like that. We had a nice evening last night. Even though it wasn't a date night, we had a really nice evening. So, and then he went to bed early because he went to work early today because they were doing this pool party from like 12 to 3 or 12 to 2, or I think he ended up staying till 3, but they were supposed to, it was only supposed to go till 2. So he was leaving work early, and so he wanted to get there early to get a bunch of stuff done. So anyway, so he went to bed early, and I actually laid down and took a little bit of a nap last night, which I think really hurt me because I ended up going to bed late, and I could not, well, I got up at about, I think, 11 o'clock or something like that. I can't remember, to watch shows. And I stayed up, which I'm going to explain in a second, but I stayed up until about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was literally wide awake at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't drink a lot of caffeine and stuff like that, and I drank my cup of sleepy time tea, and I took my melatonin, and I literally tossed and turned and tossed and turned and tossed and turned. And the last time that I looked at the clock, it was 9:05. So for like 3 hours, I tossed and turned in bed and could not fall asleep. So I'm super tired today. I got up, I slept until about 1 o'clock, and I got up and was talking on the phone and drank some iced coffee. Here's my iced coffee right here. Drinking my iced coffee, and then I did, the lighting on my ring light inside is so bad anymore. I'm not really sure why it is, but the ring light on my camera, I've got to look at, I don't know if it's the camera, if it's the ring light. Nothing is different about my ring light. I think it's just an older ring light, so maybe like one of the bulbs went out or something, or maybe I just need to get a new bulb or something. I don't know. But something is so different from the ring light because now it just completely like washes me out. And I literally, like, I had it turned down so low that when I turned it off, and then when I turned it like right on the very first one, which is where I've been filming, like you really couldn't tell a difference whether I had the ring light on or off. I don't know if it's because it's like summer and it's sunny outside, although it wasn't really, it was hazy, but it wasn't super sunny today at all, like it just came out. But I don't know if it's because of something like that, like where it's the light from outside, because like the above the sliding glass door we have huge windows. I don't know if it's that, although I don't know why that would be different from other times of year. But something that's completely just like fading me out. So I came out here and I filmed a video for my Peter Monn channel. And then I did a review video of my Birdwell shorts because I so believe in them. And then I was going to film a Peterisms video, but sitting out here. But Alex texted me and he was like he was on his way home. So I didn't want him pulling up right in the middle of me being all peaceful and serene on my Peterisms video. So I was like, you know what, I'll just wait and do it another day. And then he came home and we hung out and talked for a little bit. He took Boo Radley out and fed him. And then I was just hanging out in bed talking to him, and we were kind of planning our evening and our weekend and stuff like that. And tomorrow night he's going out to dinner with some girlfriends of his. And so yeah, so last night, but tonight we're going to watch RuPaul's Drag Race and get some food and whatever. Well, he's not hungry, so I'm going to get probably piata or something. But last night I got up and my plan was to watch the new episode at midnight of the closed, what's it called? The closed, now I can't remember what it's called. The Crowded Room, which Caroline and I were just talking about on the phone because she's like loving the show, and she watched like the documentary. I want to watch a documentary about Billy Milligan, who it's based on. So that was my intention, was to start watching that like at midnight when it came out on Apple TV, because all the new shows come out at midnight on Apple TV. So that was my plan, but when I got down here, it was like 11:20, 11:30 or whatever. So I was like looking through my shows to see what to watch, and I thought, okay, well, I've been wanting to get, you know, through Grace and Frankie, and I've been watching like an episode each night when I eat, or on the nights that like Alex and I aren't eating together or whatever, I'll watch like an episode of Grace and Frankie. So I started watching Grace and Frankie, and then I got done with the first episode, and I was like, I had 4 episodes left. And so I watched the first one, and I had 3 episodes left, and I was like, just finish it. Like, just finish, because this is the last season that they did. And so I was like, okay, just sit out here and just finish it. Well, I listened to a little bit of my audiobook, too. I'm really, Swamp Spirits by Jana De Leon. It's the 23rd book in the Misfortune series. I'm so into it. I love it so much. So although so many people keep on mentioning Shady Hollow, that I think the next book that I'm going to read, or the next book I'm going to listen to on Audible is going to be Shady Hollow. Because it was also my pick for Peter's Book Club. It was like the last book that I picked. So I feel like I should read that. So I'm going to listen to that next, and then go back to the what do you call it? I'm actually thinking to the Misfortune series. I'm actually thinking about for July, because I was like, it's already the middle of the month and I haven't announced the July books yet, because I don't have a book picked for Peter's Book Club. And so I was thinking about, why don't I start with like a new cozy mystery series that I'm gonna start, and like have the first book, no matter when it came out, if it came out 10 years ago or it came out yesterday, be like the book for July, so everybody can start like a cozy mystery series with me. I thought that would be real fun. And I was actually going to pick the series, one of the series that Stacy recommended to me, but then Stacy, like in a comment, said that I think it's called Pebblebrook. The Pebblebrook series is really slow getting into. Thank you, Stacy. You could have told me that before I bought the books, but she said it's really slow getting into at first, and so I was like, well, I don't want to pick a book that's like slow to get into at first. So I'm actually thinking about going through Tanya Kappas. Is that her name? Tanya Kappas. The series that I really like from her is called Criminals and Campers, I think. And it's about this woman that, like, her husband dies or they get divorced or something, and what she gets out of it is this campground in Kentucky close to where she's from. And she thinks, I just talked about this the other day, she thinks it's going to be like this amazing like campground, and she goes there and it's like run down, and so she has to like redo the whole thing. And like each book is very short, like 4 hours long on Audible, and there's tons. There's like, I don't even know, there's probably 20 or 30 of them in the series, but she's actually written like 20 or 30 series itself. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll pick one of her other series and I'll start that, because the books are short, and that'll be easy for me then in July. That 2 books that I really want to read, and both are shorter. One for True Crime Book Club and one for Peter's Book Club, and that way it'll be easier for me to get into and finish both of those books in July. So I'm thinking about doing that, maybe. If there is a cozy mysteries, if any of you out there are cozy lovers, we call them cozies. If there's any of you out there that are cozy mystery lovers, and there's a series that you've been wanting to start and you haven't started it, please put it in the comment section below, because I will definitely take that into consideration and look into those series to see if maybe that would be an optimal series for us to start. And then we could, you know, I could start it together. I'm actually thinking about doing like video series on my Peter Likes Books channel of different cozy mystery series. There's actually a channel out there, I can't remember what it's called, Cozy Mystery Corner or something like that. And it's a woman, and all of her videos that she does are all about cozy mysteries. And I've watched a couple of her videos and I really like them, but she's read so many cozies. I love cozies so much. But anyway, so I finished watching Grace and Frankie. I'm so happy that I did. It ended beautifully. Dolly Parton makes a cameo at the end. There's a part where like you can't see who the person is because they're in a chair and they're turned around. And I was like, if this is Dolly Parton, I'm gonna fall out, because 9 to 5 was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I used to love that movie. The part where Dolly Parton goes in and she's got a gun and she is talking to their boss, and she says, and I can change you from a chicken to a hen with one shot. I used to know that whole like monologue like by heart when I was like 10 years old. I knew the whole thing by heart. I love the movie 9 to 5. I still love it. And I knew that there had been talk about Dolly Parton, Lily Tomlin, and Jane Fonda. So if you don't know, those were the 3 stars in 9 to 5. And it's about them like kind of kidnapping their boss because they think that they're mistreated by him, and then they run the business themselves. It's fantastic. If you've never seen 9 to 5, you have to watch it. It's so good. And I also love The Incredible Shrinking Woman by Lily Tomlin. I love that movie as well. I own both of those movies on my iTunes, so I don't have to pull out the VCR tapes. But I probably own them on VCR tape. Well, I know I own them on VCR tapes too. I can see The Incredible Shrinking Woman with the pink cover on it. I can see it like in this plastic container that I bought it when it was for sale at some video store, Family Video or Blockbuster or something like that. But anyway, so I finished Grace and Frankie. It ended so beautifully. It tied up everything, I thought. All the different storylines, it tied them up so beautifully. And Dolly Parton was in it. She made a cameo, which I loved. So I watched that. And then I got done with it, and I was going to start watching The Crowded Room, because like the newest episode, like I said, came out last night. And I was like, I want to watch something different. Like, I can watch that later. I'm going to watch one episode because y'all have been talking to me about 3 shows, okay? Ted Lasso, Jury Duty, and Dexter. Which Dexter, Mel has been talking to me about for years. So I'm like, okay, I need to give these shows a shot. And it was interesting because a lot of the comments last night when I was talking about Ted Lasso, this fuzz is all over. People were like, it's not really a comedy, like it's kind of like an endearing show. And so maybe I will like it, I don't know. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be open-minded to these shows. I just want to say, whoever recommended the show to me, okay, like, we would love the same kind of shows. I don't know who you are out there. I can't remember. I could look through my comments right now and find out. But please shout out your name in the comment section below and say, it was me, I'm the one that recommended it. So I started watching the first episode, and I have to tell you, this was at like 4 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I started watching Jury Duty, which is on Amazon. I don't know if you can watch it other places. I think the original channel is Free Zone, but I don't have Free Zone, so I watched it on Amazon. It was free on Amazon Prime. So I started watching on Amazon. Okay, so for those of you that do not know what this show is about, and like whoever has recommended it to me, they have like hounded me in the comment sections about watching this show. Thankfully, I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you did not just mention it one time and then let it go, because it would not have been on my radar. And I actually put it on my watch. I just talked about it the other day and read your comment. I wish I knew who it was. So anyway, but I put it on my shows that I'm currently watching because that way I wouldn't forget to like go and try it out, check it out. And so I started watching the show. So the concept of the show is that it is the behind the scenes of like the jury selection and the jury for a court case and like what happens to them. And this specific jury gets sequestered, so it's like they're all sequestered, and it's like, so it's all behind the scenes. I mean, it's about the court case too, but the court case is so corny that it's really about the jury and like getting to know like the jury members and things like that. But the thing about it is, okay, is that they're all actors except for one person. And there's actually a famous actor in it that plays himself, and I don't want to tell you who it is because it's kind of like when you're watching it, you're like, oh my god, like this is so, he's like playing himself and he's like so exaggerated. But they're all actors except for one person, and one person does not know, the one person in it, who's like the main guy, he doesn't know that it's fake. He doesn't know that the court trial, the case is fake, the attorneys are fake, all the jurors are actors. He doesn't know any of that, right? Like, he doesn't know that anything is happening. And so, like, at first, like, the first 2 episodes, I would say, I was, like, really taken with the concept. So I was just going to watch one episode, and then I was going to watch, this is how much I loved this show, okay? I was just going to watch one episode, and then I was going to go in, and I was going to go watch, A Crowded Room, the newest episode, and then I was going to go to bed. I didn't even attempt to start A Crowded Room. I watched 4 episodes of Jury Duty. The sun was coming up. The birds were chirping like they're chirping right now. I was drinking my sleepy time tea, trying to get tired, and I wasn't getting tired. I literally could have binge watched. It's 8 episodes, a half an hour each. I literally could have binge watched all 8 episodes in a row sitting here. It is that good of a show. I mean, to be honest with you, I can't even think of the last time that I was that into a show. It is so good. Like, at the end of each episode, it would say, like, in the next episode, and it would show, like, clips from the next episode, and then it would come up, like, the little box on, you know, Amazon Prime where it would say, like, watch next episode. I could not hit that quick enough. I was like, I'm watching, okay, I'm going to watch just 5 more minutes of it, and then I'd be halfway through the episode. It is so good. And what's so funny is that it's kind of like live theater, like live impromptu comedy theater, because he thinks it's real. And these people are like hilarious. And like, I don't want to ruin it for you, but like, I'm just going to give you like one character. So he sits in the jury box next to this woman who's like in her 70s. Her name is like Nancy Goldstein. And she's a retired travel agent, and she continues to fall asleep throughout the court case, and like the judge is getting mad at him and the girl next to him because they're like supposed to be keeping her awake, and he thinks it's real, but she keeps on like falling asleep. This is like not a great part, but so she at lunch, like this guy's telling her that she should like drink coffee and whatever, and the judge tells her to drink 2 cups of coffee. Well, she eats a cookie, and the cookie is like, what's that marijuana, it's like salvia or whatever, it's like the marijuana knockoff. Salvia and like some like, I can't remember the drug. It's Dexa something. I don't think it's Dexedrine, but it's something like that. That's like kind of like over the counter, like speed a little bit. And so she's like literally like in the jury box, like laughing out loud and like clapping. And she's so clueless about what's going on. And he's like watching her, like he doesn't have any clue. I mean, he doesn't know that it's fake, right? Like that she didn't really, and she tells him that she took this stuff. And so he's like, oh, that's good. At least she'll like be awake and all this kind of stuff. You guys, and then there's like this other kid and like his girlfriend's on this trip in Cancun and he's completely consumed with it. And then there's this guy that comes up with all these inventions and it's like, it is so, like, how he doesn't know that this is, like, he never, like, he even says at one point, he's like, I'm gonna make a movie about the movie that's being made. He's like, because they know, like, that they're being recorded. Because, like, it says, like, at the beginning, like, of every episode that, like, juries are never allowed to talk to people. But in this case, they're allowing them to, like, be recorded. And so, like, there'll be whole scenes where, like, they're all together as a group. And, like, the producers of the show are like interviewing them as if they're like real jurors and stuff. And so he thinks like that this is a show or a movie that's being produced and recorded to like follow a jury through a case. So he doesn't know that it's fake, right? And he even says at one point when they're out to dinner, he's like, I'm going, because like the majority of the show is them like ordering food and eating lunch and dinner. And he's like, I'm going to make a movie about this movie. He's like, because too many ridiculous things keep on happening. It is so unreal, you guys. I don't think I have laughed out loud this hard since I watched Schitt's Creek. I mean, in all honesty, I was sitting here, like there were some things that happened and I just, this one older lady, like they are interviewing them before they go. They're so excited about going to this restaurant called Margaritaville. And he's got his arm around her and this other guy, and they're standing out front. And they're interviewing them about getting excited to go to dinner. This is the woman that's like in her 70s, and she says, and she even says like at one point she's like, I still love a good lay every once in a while. And she says, I don't know why, this was so reminded me of my mom. That's something that my mom would say, because my mom used to get so excited when like somebody would take her out to dinner or whatever, you know. But she says, they ask her something about what she's gonna get, like the producer, and she says, I'm gonna get the blackened salmon, unless we can also get an appetizer, in which case I will get the onion rings. I'm like literally like bawling my eyes out laughing. Like, I don't know why it's so fun. You guys, it is one of the best shows I have ever seen. And I was actually telling Caroline about this, and Caroline was like, I think that guy like kind of like had a meltdown afterwards when he found out that it was real. And I was like, did he? Like, I didn't hear anything about that. Like, I don't know. So I'm gonna look into that and see if that's true. But she's like, yeah, I did look in to see if there was gonna be a second season. But apparently, because of like the filming and then having to like hide that was my neighbor next door. The filming and like having to like hide everything and make this whole fake court case and everything. Like, it took so long for them to prepare it that they don't know if they're gonna like do a second season or if a second season is gonna come out. I have to be honest with you. I hear a lot about TV shows. Like, me and my friends talk a lot about TV shows. Okay. And I have never heard of this show before somebody mentioned it on my vlog in the comments. I cannot believe this show is not being talked about more. I mean, this is like one of the most fantastic shows I've ever seen in my entire life. It is so good. It is so binge-worthy. You can literally sit there. I'm telling you, if you are bored and you do not have a show to watch, pull up Jury Duty Season 1 on Amazon this weekend and do yourself a favor. It is so good. It is so good. There's this one scene when they have this gal on the witness stand, and she's like a defendant for the plaintiff, and she's like a social media marketer, and they have her like decipher these tweets. You guys, it's so funny because he thinks it's real and like it's all fake, and they're like, so they blow up these tweets, and she's like reading these tweets, and they're like, what do you think that she means by it? And the tweet will say something like, dead, deceased, I'm never ordering from your store again. And so the attorney will be like, will say like, well, what do you think that she meant by this? Because it was supposed to be like the celebrity that tweeted this stuff out. And she's like, what do you think that she meant by that? And she's like, well, I think she meant like dead, deceased, that she'll never order from that store again. And it's just like straight face. And it's like, it's so hilarious. You guys, it is so well done. So anyway, tonight I'm going to watch the rest of the 4 episodes that I have, and then I'm going to watch the episode of The Crowded Room, and then I think I'm going to start watching the documentary. Well, we're also going to watch RuPaul's Drag Race tonight, so I got a heavy TV night. Now, I will tell you, I just got this package from Amazon, which I have to tell you, because so many people in the comment section, well, not so many people, but a couple people talked to me about how they had ordered the Sleepy Time Tea. It's called Sleepy Time Tea Extra, and they said it has melatonin in it, but it actually has valerian root in it. And the reason I didn't want to get it was because it doesn't have, they don't have it in K-Pods that I can find. They only have it in the tea bags, and I like to make it, it's just easier for me at night to like make it in the K-Pods instead of like heating up the electric kettle and all that kind of stuff. But last night when I was making some Sleepy Time tea, I only had like 2 or 3 K-Pods left in the drawer, and so like I pulled down the box that I have them in, and I only had like 3 left. So I was like, oh, I need to order more Sleepy Time tea, because that does help me usually. I feel like I was like so like, I don't know, like I just was so alert from watching the show, and then like I took the melatonin, and like I said, sometimes the melatonin works and sometimes it doesn't. I felt like it did the opposite last night for me. I don't know, I can't figure it out. I really need to talk to my doctor about it. But I got online to order this more Sleepy Time tea, just the regular kind with the K-Pods, and so I started looking it up, and I also ordered the Sleepy Time Extra, the tea bags. So I will try that. But I thought that that's what this was going to be, because this just came from Amazon. But I actually think it's more of my water top. Because it's like real small boxes inside here. So let's look and see. Oh, it is. So I ordered these Dad's Old Fashioned Root Beer Zero Sugar Drink Mix, the water tops. And I got 3 of them. So I have these. Because I wanted to compare the A&W root beer to the Dad's root beer water tops. And somebody told me to try sparkling water with that. So I need to get some sparkling water so I can do that. But yeah, that was my night last night, and I just was so into that show. I would highly, highly recommend that show. It's so good. I loved it. And yeah, and then today I sat out here and drank my coffee and talked on the phone and talked to my neighbors. Well, a couple neighbors that walked by, and then I talked to my neighbor across the street. She and I were talking about her garden, and she moved her flamingo lights down. They're not as tall as they were before. I could hardly even see them last night. She said she thinks she's going to move them back and hang them on like this bush or this tree that they have back in this corner. I think she doesn't really like them. I think she did it to be kind of funny at first, and now I think she thinks it's taking away from like the seriousness of her garden, which it kind of does in all honesty. And but I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cute. It's kind of fun, you know. So yeah, and it's been cooler today, like I said. Good relaxation weather, good rest weather, and that's been about it. I've been listening to a lot of my audiobook. Called me. I was gonna read some comments. I'm not gonna make this vlog super long because I posted like 2 vlogs in one day, because I posted the vlog yesterday from the day before at like 6 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I posted the other one like last night. So I don't want to I don't want to make too many long vlogs in a row. I want you guys to be able to catch up. Let me see what some of the comments are. Paige said, Peter, you inspired me to get to know my neighbors, and I met 2 of them today. They are so nice. Oh, that makes me so happy. Kelly said, hi, Boo Radley and Peter. Joanne said, Dexter is fantastic, a binge-worthy show. I'm just starting Lost. Boy, am I late to the party with that one. Another great movie is RRR. Was iffy about watching, but boy, the cinematography is beyond. It's a long one, but I don't know what that means. Stacy said, thanks for the shout out on Wednesday's vlogs. I finished this vlog and catching up. On Wednesday, I totally forgot about messaging you on Goodreads. Aaron Scott's books are slowish at first, but I fell in love with the characters. I'm listening to Book Lovers right now. Predictable format for that author, but I am still enjoying it. I can't wait until you read the Shady Hollow series, she said. A new book comes out in the fall. I can't wait to start the new Jana DeLeon audiobook. Thanks again, Peter. I've been feeling rather lost this week, so this helped. Oh, I'm sorry, Stacy. And another Stacy said, where am I at on time? Oh, it's about to stop here. And just one, right as I reached up, it stopped. Another Stacy said, I don't think of Ted Lasso as a comedy at all. This is the comment that I read. The show is more about relationships and the dynamics between people. I might like it. So I think I'm going to try that too. And Dexter. Stephanie said, I hope Boo Radley has a good vet appointment because he needs to be fresh and ready for the ton. He needs a bow tie collar. Okay, so we took Boo Radley to the vet yesterday. And one of the things that we took him to the vet for was that we were concerned because, like, several years ago, they said they thought it was a different vet. It was like we usually always see the same vet. And it was funny because we asked her yesterday, I was like, how long have you been here? And she was like, 10 years. And I was like, oh my God, so you've been with us like this whole time? She was like, yeah. And she said it'll be 10 years in December. And so I can't remember who we saw before her. But anyway, there was like one time that we saw somebody else because she was on vacation. And this was like 3 or 4 years ago. And the vet said that they heard like a heart murmur on Boo. And so we've always been kind of concerned about that. And we just like, you know, like having lost Tucker and PP, we want to just like keep up on everything. And so that's why we take him in for, you know, I mean, we take him in for regular checkups, but we probably take him in more than we need to, in all honesty. Every time we show up there, she's always kind of like, okay, you guys, it hasn't been 6 months, you know. And so she like intensely checked his heart yesterday. And I mean, like Alex was holding him and she looked at Alex and she goes, I don't hear anything. She goes, I don't hear a heart murmur at all. She goes, I know you guys are really concerned about this. She was like, I mean, she listened for a long time. She was like, I don't hear anything. She goes, he has a really strong heartbeat. And she was like, and I don't hear any sign of a heart murmur. And she goes, and as long as I listened to it, I would have heard it. We had her check out the fatty tissue. She said it's not growing. It's completely fine. And she goes, I know that you guys are scared because you've lost 2 dogs. And she said he is extremely healthy for being, well, he'll be 14 in September. She's like, he is extremely healthy for being 13 and a half years old. And she said, other than the arthritis and whatever. And I was like, well, the medicine works great. I mean, he's like a little puppy when he takes the medicine, you know? And I said something, one of the things that Alex asked was because, like, we'll be laying in bed at night, and he'll be laying between us, and all of a sudden he'll just, like, jump up, and he gets, like, real nervous. And we don't know what it is, and so we thought, like, maybe we just weren't sure. So we thought maybe that was like, you know, like an irregular heartbeat or something, you know, whatever. And she was like, no, she goes, honestly, she goes, do you know, a lot of times why dogs do that is because we don't know what their eyesight is like. Like a lot of them can have like, you know, she goes, he doesn't have any sign of like cataracts or anything like that. She goes, but a lot of times like their vision can go as they get older. And she goes, he may be just like laying there and like something on the TV, because it's usually when Alex is watching TV, something on the TV, the depth perception, and she goes, it can kind of like, maybe like it freaks him out, and so like he jumps like all of a sudden, you know. And we were like, oh, we hadn't even thought of that. She's like, he is really healthy, and she like tested his eyesight and everything. She's like, his eyesight's good. She goes, his sound is good. I said I was real concerned about him like sleeping a lot. She goes, older dogs sleep. She goes, younger dogs sleep. She goes, she had gotten a new dog around Christmas, and she was like, she sleeps all the time. She was like, you know, that's not necessarily just like an age thing and whatever. I heard my neighbors coming by. Did y'all already walk by once tonight?
Twice. That was my twin.
Psh.
That's rare. That's rare.
I can't believe he got you out of the house twice.
I know.
Did you already have dinner? Was it good?
Yeah.
What was it?
Chili for him and veggies for me. I'm a vegetarian.
I'm a vegetarian too. More things we have in common.
Love it. Now, do you eat fish?
No.
I do.
You eat fish. So more of like a pescatarian kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't eat anything that ever walks.
Okay.
That's what my doctor said.
Oh, okay.
He said, don't ever eat anything that walks on the earth, and I haven't since.
Aww.
Yeah.
How was your chili?
Good.
It's a chilly kind of night, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it. Jackie makes it in advance and puts the little portions of it away and just heats it up whenever I need a quick meal.
I haven't had chili in forever, but chili and cornbread sounds good.
Well, in Indiana, you have to have noodles in your chili.
Definitely. I was telling someone this the other day, when I was growing up, my mom always put spaghetti noodles in it. She would use a Chilio pack. But now, like, all my friends do, like, macaroni.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's what I use. That's what I do.
The macaroni?
Yep.
I love it. I like really thick chili.
You like what?
Really thick chili.
Yeah.
We go to our friend's house for Halloween every year. And she makes 3 kinds of chili. Because I'm vegetarian, so she makes vegetarian chili in a little crock pot. And then my friend doesn't eat beans, so she makes her chili with no beans in a little crock pot. And then she makes a big crock pot of chili with, like, you know, ground beef and everything in it for everybody else.
That's a lot of work.
And then she's got all the fixings, you know, the onions and the I love it. Yeah, and she makes big thing cornbread and everything.
Do you like corn on the cob?
I'm not a big corn on the cob fan.
Do me a favor, but there's a product here in Indiana called My Dad's Corn. And they have it at all the
Farmers markets.
yeah. And it's not out yet.
He talks about it across the street constantly.
It is the best corn.
He grills it out. He's obsessed with it.
I love it.
I'm gonna have to try it. My Dad's Corn.
I take it off the cob, I freeze it, we use it all year long. It is
Well-
the best corn I've ever tasted.
Well, when he goes to farmer's market next and he sees it there, I'll have him get me a cob or 2 and then I'll try it.
They sell, I think it's like 6. You buy a half dozen a dozen. Now, if you buy a whole dozen, he'll give you 16.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And and the best way to cook it, don't take anything off. Just stick it in your microwave, 3 minutes per ear. And then when it's done, no, you don't wrap it. You don't do anything.
Just stick it in there in the microwave.
And then there you cut off the big end, and you take the other end, shake it, and all the silks will come off as well as the husk.
That's easy for me because I don't like to cook.
It's the easiest corn.
I'm not any good at it. So that'll be easy. I'll try that.
Try that.
Okay.
Good. It's really good. Hey, have a good evening.
Hey, you too. Have a good evening. They're so sweet. Everybody talks about this corn in Indiana. I'm like never heard about it until this neighborhood, until I started talking to my neighbors, and it's called like my dad's favorite corn or whatever she just said, my dad's corn or whatever. My neighbor across the street, I mean, he goes on and on and on about it. Like when he goes to the farmer's market, he's like, have you heard about this corn? My dad's favorite corn. I'm like, no, I've never heard about it. And then she talks about this pie. She gets these slices of pies called, I need to start going to the farmer's market. They've asked me if I want to go with them, but they go like real early, like 8 or 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I'm like, oh, it's a little early for me. But it's called like my favorite sugar pie or something like that. And they have like all different kinds of pie. I need to like go to the farmer's market and get some of that pie. I probably don't need to have any pie, but. Oh, I wanted to, darn it. I wanted to review those Haagen-Dazs cones today because I wanted to have one of them tonight while I was watching my shows. Well, I can always do that tomorrow. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say was that one of the things I think I love about jury duty is that I, you know, back in the day, I used to judge a lot of pageants, and well, not a lot, but I've judged pageants, you know, here and there, and there's always like 4 or 5, there's probably like 5, 6 people like on a judging panel, and so you're together with them for several days, right? And I don't know why this show, watching the show Jury Duty reminded me so much of this pageant that I judged with my friend Courtney in St. Louis. We went to St. Louis for it. It was over my birthday weekend. And we judged this pageant, and it was like the 2 guys that were the owners, they were a couple, and then it was like Courtney and I, and then it was these 2 older women that had been like judging pageants for years and years and years, and then there was like somebody else, and it was all of us, and like it was over like a long weekend, so it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we went home on Sunday, like the finals were on Sunday afternoon, then we went home on Sunday. And, like, so every night we went out to dinner somewhere, and it was like we would always take, like, a van there or whatever. It was, like, really fun, and the jury duty kind of reminds me of that a little bit. It kind of reminds me of, like, getting to know people that you don't really know and the camaraderie of all of it and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So anyway, there's that. And yeah, I'm just going to have a relaxing weekend. Watch some stuff tomorrow night while Alex is out at his dinner. And then Sunday we'll probably do brunch somewhere. We might try to do brunch at earlier time since it's supposed to be nice outside and we can go to the pool afterwards if we want to. I don't know. I actually wasn't planning on making a video on my Peter Monn channel today. So I'm really honestly thinking about, and I also did a review video and then my vlog. So I'm thinking about maybe, we'll have to see, I don't know. Depends on how I feel like when I get up. Well, it also depends on what time like he goes. I don't think he has anything else planned tomorrow. So if we go to the pool, maybe this will be a deciding factor too. But I was kind of thinking about like not making videos on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, I would make my vlog obviously, but other than my vlog, not making videos on Saturday and Sunday on my other channels. Although there was a Peterisms video that I was going to start it off with like reading these meditations and then I was going to address a comment that I got. And so I might do that video tomorrow. Oh, and then I want to... See, this is where I say I'm not going to make videos and then I get so excited about it because I want to review those Haagen-Dazs ice cream cones that everybody said sucks. They said, like, when I showed them in my Peter Does Stuff video, they all said, oh, the cones are horrible, they're not any good, and whatever. So I'm, like, hoping that maybe I feel differently about them and they're really good because I was, like, real excited about them when I saw them on TV. I was like, oh, my God, like, they're butter cookie cones. Oh, the woman, Alex just told me that she just drove by. Looks like she got a new car, actually. Well, I know she got a new car because unless it's a rental, because it's a different car than she usually drives. But the woman whose dog passed away, whose name was Boo in her neighborhood, she's so sweet. Alex said, did you see that she got a new dog? And I said, no, she got a new dog. And I knew that she was waiting because the rescue... It's like a miniature collie or something like that she had before. And so she was waiting from the rescue that she had gotten her other dog from. She said they were holding a dog for her, but then like when she went to go get the dog, like they had given it away to another family had adopted it. And so she was waiting for the rescue to have a new dog for her. And so Alex said, when was this that we were going somewhere? It must have been like Tuesday night when he was taking me to Tanya's house. Was that the last time? Oh, no. It was yesterday when we were going to the vet. He said, did you see that? She's been walking her new dog around the neighborhood. And I go, no, I haven't seen that at all. He goes, yeah, she got a new dog. Did you not see it? I said, no. And he goes, it looks just exactly like her old dog. I was like, oh my God, that makes me so happy. Because she was really excited and looking forward to getting like a new dog because she was so upset about having lost her dog. She's such a sweet woman. I love my neighbors. They're so nice. I know I say that like in every single one of my videos, but they really are. Just totally salt of the earth, awesome people. Morgan said, me trying to get you to watch Barry. I don't even know what Barry is. I'll have to look that up. Okay, I thought this was such a great comment that actually I might steal this idea. But AKA Constantine said, someone needs to write a choose your own adventure adult cozy mystery. I miss a good childhood choose your own adventure. I used to love those books when I was a little kid, the choose your own adventure books. And actually, a couple years ago, I think I did a video about this on my Peter Likes Books channel. I have it in the basement. I know, big shocker, right? But I found this choose your own adventure, but it was about this woman. It's like this big, and it was like pink and paperback, and it was choose your own adventure about this woman that owned like a beauty salon and like did pageants in Texas or something like that, and somewhere in the South. And it was like a choose your own adventure murder mystery about this beauty pageant hairstylist thing or whatever. I remember like I did it like a couple times and I only got like I only got to choose my adventure like 3 pages or something like that, and then it ended like each time. So I got kind of like burnt out on the book, but I thought it was such a cool concept. So anyway, that is like, I love that idea. Nicole says, I love when you say, don't worry about me, I'm my own person. I say it to my cats all the time now. Boo Radley, he is his own person. He always says that. Minimalist said, I like Ted Lasso, but it fizzled out for me and I didn't finish the first season and I have no interest in it anymore. Aww. Jury Duty was good, but I know you like a bit of a dark series with a criminal aspect and a dab of dark humor. Look no further than Ozark. That's another show that I really want to watch. Alex loved it. The character development is fascinating, but you have to make it past the first episode because I was on the fence. I gave the second episode a watch and it hooked me. Okay, so Ozark is definitely on my list. Jury Duty, like I said, I love. Jeanette said, boo's ears when you say treats and big dinner. If my ears could do that, I would perk them up for those two things too, sweetheart. Aww, little Boo Radley. Oh, that was another thing. We asked her about, like, his allergies, because he's been, like, sneezing a lot and stuff. And she gave us, like, she said, you don't have to do this. She's like, but if it, like, gets worse throughout the summer or in the fall, she gave us the correct dosage for breaking down a specific kind of allergy medicine. And you give him, like, a fourth of it, is what she said. And she was like, it will, like, dry him up so he's not, like, sneezing as much and he doesn't have, like, a running nose, which he doesn't really that bad right now. It's just on specific days. But we probably need to go out and buy whatever that medicine is. She put it on his sheet when we were leaving, so. Minimalist said, you finished that awful book, finally. Props to you, Peter. Dee Dee said, Ted Lasso is so good. Not my kind of show, but I have fallen in love with it. I only started watching it because of my husband. Well, you know, I started, and then Mandy said, ha ha ha, me too. I resisted, but he persisted, and now I enjoy it a lot. When you think it's going to go for the typical plot point, it doesn't. I like that. I'm going to have to, okay, so I'm going to watch Ted Lasso. You know, I was laying on the couch, I don't even know when this was, last year sometime. And Alex was watching, I don't even know what I was doing, just laying, because he was sitting in the chair and I was watching like just 5 minutes of Bridgerton. And he was watching season 2 of Bridgerton and it was like the 4th or 5th episode. I had no clue what was going on, but it was like some ballroom scene where like they played like a cover of some song. And don't you love how I said this is going to be a short vlog and we're already at 16 minutes and 32 seconds. Oh my God, there she is. You got a new dog! You got a new dog! Aww. Hold on just a second. Okay, I had to go out there and talk to her because she started to like walk up my driveway and she's kind of a little bit hard of hearing, and so if you're not like standing right in front of you, she can't really hear like what you're saying. And so the dog is adorable, and it has actually different coloring than the other dog that she had. The other dog was a little bit lighter, and this dog has like darker coloring to it. And I said, oh, what's her name? And she said, Lassie. And I was like, oh my God, I love it so much. And I said, how old is she? And she said, she's 5 and a half, or almost 5 and a half. And I said, and you rescued her. This is one of the rescue dogs. And she's like, yeah, they just got her on Sunday. And I said, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And she said, it's so strange. She said, it's like from the moment that I got her, it's like we bonded. And I said, you know, like my friends always say, because Melissa always says this and Tanya always says this, that rescue dogs like find their owners. Like, and like so many people have like rescue dogs that are like, it's like the weirdest thing, because like as soon as they came home, it was like they were like meant to be with us, right? And she said, this is my 5th rescue. And she was like, and every rescue that I've had, she was like, it was like we instantly bonded like right away. So anyway, it was such a beautiful dog. Big dog though, bigger than her other dog, but beautiful dog. I'm so happy for her. That makes me so happy. I think pets really do. You know, they just like offer such unconditional love, and you know, it's so interesting. Like when I'm like at the computer, like at the dining room table, which is like where our desk kind of thing is, and I'll be like sitting at the computer, and like Boo Radley will like come to my side and he'll like put his little paws up on my leg and he just looks up at me like, Dad, and then I'm like, okay, I have to stop and I have to pick him up, you know. I'm like, how are you doing, Boo Radley? And did you eat your dinner? You want some treats? He's so sweet. And I just think that dogs, like, well, when I was upstairs earlier before I came down to start vlogging, he's asleep on my pillow, which when I'm not in the bed, is like his favorite place to sleep, is like on my pillow. And so whenever I go up to the bedroom and it's just like he and Alex, like he's always like on my pillow sleeping, he's like sunk down. And I can always tell because like throughout the day, he's been going up to the bed a lot and like jumping on the bed and sleeping, and it like both Alex and I's pillows would be like dented in, like, because I make the bed, you know, every day, and the pillows are real nice and stuff, and then you can just see there's like this huge dent where Boo Radley has like slept in it, which is so funny to me. He must go from like one side to the other or something. But I don't know, like pets are just like, and I say pets because I'm obviously a dog person. I talked about the cats on here. Somebody said that me talking about cats was making them crack up. But, like, I know people love cats. Like, I have friends of mine that, like, Melissa has cats, too. And I have friends of mine that have cats, and they love their cats. And, you know, and I'm sure for them, like, cats are just as, like, loving and whatever as dogs are for me. And so, you know, I just think that pets just offer us such unconditional love. And to have this little thing, you know, I say this little thing, but when we were at the vet yesterday, I was like, what's the biggest dog that you guys have in here? And the woman at the counter was like, the receptionist was like, we just had a dog in here not too long ago that was like almost 200 pounds. And I go, my friend had a Mastiff. Tanya had a Mastiff. I said, I don't even think it was 200 pounds. And she goes, oh, it was a great name. And she goes, and I said, was it like all muscle? And she goes, no, she said, it was just a big Great Dane. It was huge. And she goes, it was almost 200 pounds. And then I said, what's the smallest dog that you guys have? And she said, well, we just had a Chihuahua in here not too long ago that was like less than 3 pounds. She was like, it was like real small. Boo Radley has actually gained weight. So the last time that we took him in, she was a little concerned because he had lost some weight. That's when he wasn't eating and stuff. But like he's gained like almost a pound since the last time. And so he's been eating a lot and whatever. He was like walking all over the room and whatever. He's like so sweet with them. And he's like a really good boy with the vet. Hello?
You okay over there?
I am. Are you okay over there?
Yeah, I thought you were going to stroke out a while ago.
Why?
You were just ranting and raving and carrying on.
Oh. I was making my video for my one channel.
What?
I was making a video for one of my channels.
Oh, you were making a video?
Yeah.
Holy crap. I thought, what?
She said you were just ranting and raving. That was my video for my Peter Monn channel.
Well, I'm glad everything's okay.
Hey, what's that corn called that your husband loves so much from the farmer's market?
Oh, my dad's.
My dad's. She was just talking. I need to have him get me like 2 cobs when he goes next time.
Well, it's not ready yet.
That's what she said, yeah.
Probably won't be ready till about early July.
Well, she started saying some names, so I had to. You thought what?
I thought you were getting ready to fall over there.
She said she was worried about me. Did you guys go out to dinner?
No, we didn't.
What'd you end up having?
Pete's having some sort of steak and cheese sandwich without the bread.
What are you having?
I had salad with my fresh greens from my garden.
Fresh greens from your garden salad. Did you have a piece of cherry pie?
Tilapia.
And oh, falafel. Did you have a piece of cherry pie?
No, I only do that once a week.
Only once a week. What's the pie that you, what's the company called?
My sugar pie.
My Sugar Pie.
And I didn't like MCL cherry pie.
My friend, so we always go to Taylor's Bakeries to get pies and stuff, you know, for holidays. And I spent like $22 on pumpkin pies last year. And my friend was like, the best pumpkin pie in the state is MCL. And it's like $12 or $9.99. I'm going to MCL from now on because she got one. And this is Melissa. She got one and it was so good. And I was like, I'm going to MCL from now on.
They make good pie. I like their cherry pie.
You only like cherry pie.
No, it's my favorite pie. I like a lot of other pies, but
I'm going to start calling you cherry pie.
do I find hibiscus over here?
Yeah, they're beautiful. They look really nice next to your pink flamingos.
Yeah. Okay, well, you have a nice evening.
You too, you going inside to read a cozy mystery?
Well, I got my Garden Gate magazine taken in the mail.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I'm going to go over that.
Her Garden Gate magazine just came in the mail, so she's going to read that. Well, enjoy that. It's supposed to be really nice tomorrow. She started saying some names, so I had to stop it on here, but she was out here when I was filming my video for my Peter Monn channel, and I was like going off in the video, and she kept on like looking up and looking, and I think she thought I was like talking on the phone, because sometimes people think that when I'm like filming videos that I'm talking on the phone, and she kept on looking over here like, I hope he's okay or whatever, and she was like, I was worried about you. You were ranting and raving and going off and all kinds of stuff. I was like, I was just filming a video for one of my channels. Oh, we keep it real here in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. God, sugar cream pie sounds so good right now. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about sugar cream pie that sounds so good right now. I haven't had a piece of sugar cream pie and I don't know how long. I'm not a huge cherry pie fan, but I have to say that cherry pie, I would even like have that right now. Cherry pie, and I'm not a huge cherry pie fan, but cherry pie actually sounds better to me right now than apple pie, but I would do either one of them with warmed up in the microwave with a scoop of ice cream on it. Pumpkin pie and pecan pie and key lime pie are my 3 favorites. Key lime pie in the summer. I don't really like key lime pie any other time during the summer. A couple years ago we went to Florida, and I think it was October, and we rented that house. Oh, that was such a fun trip. And I made bagel sandwiches every day. Oh, that was such a great trip. But anyway, we did that a couple years ago, and people were telling me that the key lime pie at Publix was so good that I needed to get it. Did I already talked about how I said this was going to be a short vlog, and now here I am like going on 50 minutes or something? I used to not be able to make them long, and now I can't keep them short. But anyway, so I hope that you guys are at least enjoying it, and this doesn't just seem like me rambling forever. But so I got a piece of key lime pie. I think I did a review of it, actually, from Publix. And that there was like key lime pie, and there was like lemon key lime pie or something. I can't remember what it was. But I do love key lime pie, but that was in Florida in October, so that was kind of different. But like in the fall or winter, I don't love like key lime pie or lemon chiffon pie or even sugar cream pie. Like in the fall and winter, I like pecan pie, and I like, well, peanut butter pie I love too. And I love, and I also love sweet potato pie. So I like peanut butter pie, sweet potato pie, pumpkin pie, and pecan pie in the fall and winter. Actually, those are my favorites. And when I was in my 20s, like after I got sober, my mom would always ask me, like, what do you want for, like, your birthday cake and whatever, because we'd always do something, like, me and my mom and, like, whoever I was dating would come over here for my birthday and just, like, do a little dinner or whatever, and she would always make me my favorite, which at the time was this, the favorite meal that my mom made me was this chicken curry, and it was basically like a casserole. This was before I was a vegetarian, and it was, like, just like breast of chicken and then broccoli and like curry, and I can't remember what else it was, like noodles maybe or something. I don't think there were noodles in it though, but it was so good. I loved it. It was my favorite. And then she'd make like a little salad, and my mom always made like a salad with her meals, and she'd have like a little salad, and then she'd say like, what kind of cake do you want? When I was a kid growing up, I loved having like ice cream cake for my birthday. Since I was in the summer, we'd go to Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors, and I would order my birthday cake. Even if I wasn't having a birthday party or anything, it was just for us, I would order a birthday cake, and I would always, like, I typically for a long time, I either got like mint chocolate chip was my favorite, or bubblegum ice cream cakes were like my big favorite that I loved. I loved ice cream cakes. A couple years ago, I was telling Alex that, and he got me like a little ice cream cake from Maggie Moo's or whatever that ice cream place is. It's like right up the street. You know, they have really good ice cream. But anyway, God, it sounds good tonight. I've been like really craving, what's it called? Not just orange sherbet, but what's it called when it's like the sherbets that are like all the different flavors, like you have like 3 flavors. Rainbow sherbet. I've been like really craving rainbow sherbet lately. I don't know why. But anyway, but when I was like in my 20s, my mom would say like, well, what kind of birthday cake do you want? I think in my 20s and early 30s. And I would always say I wanted a pecan pie because I love pecan pie so much. And she would always make it. My mom's pecan pies were a little tart. They could be a little salty tart sometimes, but they were still really, really good. My mom was not the world's best baker. She could cook well, but like I love the things that my mom cooked. I didn't love them when I was like growing up, but like the older I got, and that's so weird how that happens. Like I really liked it, like a good pot roast or a meatloaf or something like that. Of course, this was before I was a vegetarian. But Like my mom's chili was really, really good. Funny that I was just talking about that. And she used to like laugh. She'd say, all I do is just follow the instructions on a Chilio packet. Like that's literally all I do to make my chili. It's follow the Chilio like the Chilio seasoning. It's like chili/O, and it's like seasoning you get at the grocery store. She would just follow the instructions on that. She would make chili, but yeah, I used to love that. And so, what else did she make that I loved? I did not love my mom's tacos. I never really liked taco night at home. I'm not somebody that loves like homemade tacos. Alex loves homemade tacos. I'm not a big like taco fan. I mean like Taco Bell and all that kind of stuff I like, but I'm not a big like homemade. Like I have so many friends of mine that they love, like they'll do like a taco station for like a party or whatever, and then like everybody like gets so excited. Although I will tell you the one thing that my friend Erin does for when she has like open houses, like her kids' graduation open houses, or when she has like a party in the summer or something she does, and I love it. It's the walking taco. And you go to Costco, she goes to Costco and she gets like the big box where it's like 30 or 40 bags, and they're like little bags like this of like the Frito-Lays and like the Doritos. There's like 3 different kinds that come in it, like the Cool Ranch Doritos, regular Doritos, and then like the Frito-Lays. And so you tear off the top of it, and so it's like an open bag, and then she has like sour cream, onions, ground beef if you want that in there, lettuce, salsa, all this kind of stuff. And then you make like a walking taco and you mix it all together and you eat it. I love that so much. It's like the only kind of like homemade taco thing that I really like, but that's really, really good. I always eat like 2 of those when I go over to her house. I guess I could do that at home. That'd be real easy to do at home, you know, and just get those bags and then make walking tacos at home and have sour cream. And I mean, for me, it would be really easy because all I would need is like sour cream. Well, cheese, shredded cheese too, which Alex always has bags of shredded cheese because he puts it on like everything, burritos, pizza rolls, everything that he cooks, he puts shredded cheese on. All right, you guys, well, listen, I'm going to get off here so that I can figure out what food I want and we can start watching RuPaul's Drag Race. And I'm going to get off here now, so I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Friday and a fantastic beginning to your weekend. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, I'm about to sneeze. No, Saint Soul. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know. 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face. Can you guys tell I'm trying to hold back a sneeze? You might be putting a smile on their face. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face. You might be cheering them up. You might be making their day. You might be making them happy. You don't know. And also, be kinder to one another. Love one another a little bit more. And most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more. And I love you guys so much. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.